The key obstacles and challenges that a bank would face in relation to each asset class are two. On the one hand is how do you work out these assets? Meaning, do you have the internal capabilities to recover the most out of these assets or not? And for instance, in certain asset classes like real estate development loans, that can be a problem because you can either you may be forced, the bank may be forced to provide new finance and extract the most value out of that loan. On an unsecured, on the contrary, they need more capabilities in terms of home collections, phone collections, and a wider infrastructure that ranges from call centers to automated systems management. So on the one hand, a bank should ask themselves the question, are we the best suited to manage these type of asset classes? And for those that we are not, do we want to build the infrastructure to manage them? If we don't, we should either outsource or sell those portfolios. And on the contrary, if they feel that they have the right capabilities, then they can keep those asset classes in-house. That is one of the main challenges. The other challenge lies in the fact that in order to prepare these portfolios for sale or for even an internal valuation, also different capabilities are required. It's quite different to talk about a consumer unsecured portfolio than talking about a single names unlikely to pay portfolio where the borrowers are still pretty much operational and they require a proper underwriting of the borrower themselves. So the question is more introspective for the banks. Are we capable of managing or recovering these loans, and how should we prepare for a potential transaction if we think we don't? So what is the Italian market? How is the Italian market likely to develop over the next year? Well, we have a series of banks that, due to the implementation of IFRS 9, have a lot of incentives to sell and to transact, particularly in the UTP space, which was usually the asset class that did not have as many provisions in the bank's balance sheet as the pure hardcore NPLs did. So we expect a lot of new transactions coming out in that space, but at the same time, the market, we're starting to see a lot of secondary market transactions as well, as investors who bought mixed portfolios are not and who are not perfectly aligned with their strategy and their capabilities will carve out some portions of those portfolios and sell them to third-party specialists who can manage them better. So it's a transformation of the market whereby in the past it was more pure NPL or sofferenze driven transactions, now to more UTPs on the one hand, and on the other hand, we're starting to see the emergence of secondary market transactions that are more akin to each specific asset class that each investor has appetite for. So those are the main developments that we expect, provided of course that the political spectrum doesn't generate further instability in perception from foreign investors into the Italian market.